I initially was not going to share any commentary on the incident that happened between Carlishia Hood and Mr. Jeremy Brown. However, after watching and reviewing more content on the situation, I thought I would chime in on to who I feel was at fault for the life of Jeremy Brown.
Lionel Nelson here, and welcome to A Father's Note, promoting fathers through building men.
No doubt, my condolences and my heart goes out to both families that is involved in the situation. I felt that I do need to have something to say on this because, in my opinion, there were definitely errors made on both sides. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to play the video because I want to dissect what I see and why I have come to the conclusion as to who was at fault and why I say that both parties was at fault. Here we go.
Charges against a mother and her 14-year-old son have been dropped.
Get your food! Move, get in the car! Move!
Okay, so his question was that it was stated that initially she had told her son to go get the gun, but of course that was not it. We hear comments that she had texted her son to bring the gun, but we don't know if that is it. I can only go by what I hear and what I see, okay? And she told her son to go get in the car. All right, that seems like the right thing to do. But I'm gonna tell you what I didn't like here, because the question is, when was somebody going to be the adult in the room? So when you look at just this picture right here, there are several things that just caught my attention. But I want to draw attention. I'm going to talk about both, but I want to talk about Miss Hood right now, currently. Now, I would just question, and I had to ask my wife about this now, because there are several issues that are wrong here. Because number one, I can tell you now, my wife would not be in some fast food place getting hot dogs or hamburgers or whatever it is at 11:30 at night in the hood. Okay, even though we don't live in the hood, but even where we live now, our public store is maybe like 1 mile away from where we live. And you think she's going there at night? No, it ain't happening. Not even with one of my children. We don't do that. That's the first thing, okay? But I want to talk about the body language here. And here it is. This is a grown man that is threatening to assault you. And look, all of you have already seen the video. And he is really going in. I'm talking about he's showing a lot of aggression. And you as a woman, you are standing there toe to toe. You're still running your mouth. He's telling you to be quiet, but I guess it would be below you to be quiet, because it's about de-escalating the situation. That's what it's about. If you see or have any feelings that, hey, you know what, this thing could get out of hand or go someplace or go in a direction in which that you didn't come there to do for, guess what? Just leave. Is that food? Is it really worth engaging in an altercation right here in this whole matter? I can tell you it's not. If that was me, and I'm a man, I let that brother have it. Hey, cancel my plate. I'll see y'all another day. And I'm out the door. It's not worth it. It is absolutely not worth it. But you're standing there, Miss Hood, and you're joining. You word for word with this man. You don't even know this man. You have no clue of who he is or what he is capable of doing, no more than what he is already showing you. Now, I'm gonna kind of fast forward a little bit here to some of my commentary about this whole picture. It's because in another post that she had made, is that obviously she identified that she is by herself. Because when I see incidents like this happening, I'm always questioning, well, where's the man? Where's the father? And it's obviously that there is an absent father on both sides here. I'm going to talk about Jeremy Brown in a minute. But where's the father? Where is the man in your life? Could it possibly be the reason, because you said it, that you are by yourself, you're single, and you have a 14-year-old young man in your care, and maybe another one, I don't know. I don't know exactly how many children you have. But here it is, there obviously there is no man. And then if I ask the question, if there is a man, if there was a man, where is he now? Why isn't he with you? And now some of you may agree or disagree with me here, and then even Ms. Hood may disagree. But I see a trend here. In essence, the reason that there's a possibility that there is no man in your life right now, or you are by yourself, is because of this very same attitude right here. Oh, you ain't gonna have no man talking to you any kind of way. You're gonna stand up to him. You're gonna show, no, I'm my own woman. I don't need a man to tell me what to do. I'm gonna do what I want to do when I want to do it. Yep. Yep. I have no doubt that's why. Because you're showing it right here, if you ask me. Now, any woman with some sense and common sense, any woman who realized that hey, you're no match for a man. This man is there threatening you, telling you what he's going to do to you, and you still standing there flat foot jawing with him. And now you got your hand. Now you got your hand up in his face. Now, y'all may say, well, he ain't got it. She don't have a hand up in her face. Well, but that right there is an aggressive gesture. Let's talk about the truth here. And then on top of that, this is what your son is witnessing with you. Yes, Miss Hood. Instead of you telling your son to go get in the car, maybe you should have went right behind him, just left and got in car too. Because by you standing there, let's talk some sense here. By you standing there in an altercation with a grown man, this is your son, you are his mother. What are you expecting him to do? How are you expecting him to feel? He's going to do whatever he feels is necessary as a caring son to protect his mother. Now, I do question how he got this gun. And then I understand that you're a CCW carrier. The firearm was registered to you. But how did he know to have it, though? And I'm not going to do no speculation here. But it's obviously, hey, in his mind, he decided, hey, this is the only way I'm going to protect my mother. It's the only way that I can protect my mother. And I understand that there was others that were standing there. And if you listen to some other broadcasts, they'll tell you, according to what was said, and maybe with some possibility, we might play a little bit of it here, I'm not sure, that the other patrons that was in the restaurant, they was in no condition. And you cannot expect them to have engaged or even to say anything. Because what's going on in Chi-Town, you got to use some common sense. And she should have used some common sense here as well. Let me play a little bit more of the video.
Hey, get your food.
Now, I want to make another point here. And this is over food. So the story is that she went there to order food. Food wasn't right. They were correcting the food, and that held up the line. And this is what he was upset about. He was impatient. This is what caused the whole issue over food. Over food. What it might have cost, I don't know, $15, $20, $25, depending on what she was ordering. Is that really worth it? Really? Now, I don't know if you really can see it, but this is the other thing what caught my attention as well. If you look at the cook, if you look at his face, look what he's doing. He is not even, it seems to me, being attentive to what's going on. He's just going on about his business cooking. And by seeing that, every time I will watch him and see that, this is something that shows me or alerts me that this is something that he's accustomed to. This is something that possibly goes on all the time in this place of establishment. He's probably witnessed 1,000 arguments over food in this place that's patronized by Black folks. That's why he's not even engaged. You would think there's a possibility that, hey, listen, can y'all calm down? Or just a minute, sir. What do you order? Maybe I can go ahead and take care of you right now. None of that happened. Nobody thought in this whole situation. But yeah, this is what I had the issue with. So let me finish this here. Let me finish this.
Get your food. If you say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Oh my God, I said one more.
See it? He's telling her, hey, be quiet. You may not like it, lady, but he's telling you, he is threatening you. And you're still standing there running your mouth to prove what? What did you expect this man to do? What did you think that he was going to do? Just because you standing toe to toe with him, you think that he was just going to be quiet? It is obviously no, because he had other things in mind that him. Now check this out. You're challenging his ego right now. That's what you're doing. And you think he's going to let a woman punk him out? And he's telling you, hey, look, I'm going to knock you out on my grandmother's grave. I guess that's what he said. I don't put words in the man's mouth. Really? The number one way right there, Miss Hood should have walked away. Just kept her mouth closed. They walked away. She would have never, her life would not have been disrupted. Her son, his life would not have been disrupted. His life would never be the same. Never be the same. And it's a possibility that if Jeremiah Brown was to live to see another day, at least his life would not have ended this day. The possibility of it. Let me finish the video. Of course, we know that after that, he punched her twice, then you can hear the gunshot in the back. So now, I'm going to go back to that video again, right? And let's talk about Mr. Brown. So I got a lot of issues here as well. Let's go. We'll play it again.
Charges against a mother and her 14-year-old son have been dropped.
Get your food. Who? Get the cop. Who?
Now, bro, I know. Well, I can't talk to him because he's not. Let's just use common sense here. Okay, so this is what I have an issue with Mr. Brown. You're gonna stand there and argue with a woman. Number one, you're gonna be impatient, and then for you to even have the audacity to threaten to hit a woman. It is obviously, this is something that you have. I gotta remember that he is not alive. I'm gonna say, let me say it this way. It is obviously that this is something that he has done in the past, that he is accustomed to doing. And there are some other videos that shows that I've seen and commentary that I've watched and heard that would give some evidence to that this was a violent man, period. But why are you violent? Why would you be aggressive like that with a woman? The question is, if that was another man of like stature, would you have voiced yourself? And then even if he did, would the outcome have still been the same? But what is missing here? And let me get away from this because let me just remove this video. Let me just talk to y'all a little bit. If you ask me, the biggest issue with both of this, why we are where we're at right now, and this is another question I'll always ask myself when incidents and issues like this happen, and when I see video of it, when I see content that is being promoted or pushed through social media. I don't know about nobody else, but I'm always looking for the father. Where is the father figure? When I look at content that was posted on Mr. Brown, all I saw was content of him being surrounded by a bunch of women. Never seen a father figure, no mention about his father at all. No mention about the young man who pulled the trigger, his father. Where is the father? And I believe that if a father figure were engaged, I believe now, in both of them life, both of their lives, this is a situation that can possibly have been avoided. It's sad. It is sad. But when you have women raising men or young men, this is what we get. And it seems that it's no question. This gentleman had been in prison. And you 35 years old or 32, whatever his age is, and you fighting a woman over food. I can't fathom that. I can't understand that at all. And it cost him his life. So the question, this is what I want to say this. I want to say this. Every black man, I'm going to specify black men, because I'm tired of how we killing ourselves and then we think it's okay. Everybody want to jump on the bandwagon and what have you when, you know, a police officer kills a black man, but I don't see no noise and fuss and rioting and whatever when another black man kills another black man. And this is the same situation, even though the circumstance may be different. We had a young black man killing all black men while he's attempting to defend his mother, his black mother. Whereas in essence, the older black man should have been an example to the younger black man. I'm talking about the 14-year-old son of how to treat a woman and what not to do to a woman. The whole situation was an absolute mess. It can't happen again. I could keep talking on about this here for a long time, but I won't trouble you. I won't trouble you. I had some other content that I wanted to show, but I'm not going to show it to you. Because in the end of the day, who was at fault? Both of them were. And if you ask me, Miss Carlishia Hood should be grateful and thankful that the charges were dropped and that not only her, but her son, life can return almost to where it was prior to this incident. But to have the mindset, I know I'm going to ruffle some feathers on this one, to want to sue, I don't agree with that. Because if I was involved, if I was in her ear, I would tell her to leave her alone and accept this blessing from God, because this could have went either way. Sometimes you just cannot be money hungry or whatever your reason for doing it. Yes, your life has been changed. It would never be the same. But honey, you need to learn how to count your blessings. If not for you, for your son's sake. Is he going to need therapy? Yes, he is. Is he going to need counseling? Absolutely. That's a tough place to be in, where it's that you take another man's life. It is not that easy to deal with. But now, if you was raised up with that hard life, you probably wouldn't think nothing of it. It wouldn't be no problem for you to take another man's life because you don't care for your own life. But ain't no glory in that. And I'm not going to promote that. But at the end of the day, Mr. Brown was wrong for being impatient. We should have more respect for our women, even if we disagree with them. But that's what he's accustomed to doing. He was raised, that was already instilled in him. And then on top of that, he has children himself, daughters, twin daughters. And see, and I always ask the question, well, I'm not going to treat another man's daughter that way or in a way that I wouldn't want a man to treat my daughters. I'm going to respect another man's daughters because I want a man to respect my daughters. You reap what you sow. It will come around. So just as, now check this out now. His life has ended because he had chosen to assault another man's daughter. But now here it is now. He is here with daughters of his own, and he's not here to protect them. If another man chooses to assault his daughters, we got to think things through, brothers. We always got to think past this over emotional moments that we be having and that we be going through. We got to stop allowing our emotions control us. It's okay to have emotion, but don't allow your emotion to control your rightful thinking. Can't do that. Because once you act on certain things, it is done. It is sealed. There are some things there is no getting back. It is, hey, look, it is unfortunate that he lost his life over food. Let's think about it now. It is unfortunate that he lost his life of choosing to assault another man's daughter, a woman, a black woman, same color as him. These are wrong mindset. It is his fault that he lost his life because of him being impatient. He lost his life because he allowed his ego to get the best of him. Ms. Hood contributed to Mr. Brown's life because of her mindset that I'm going to stand toe-to-toe with this man. I'm not going to let this man talk down on me. Ms. Hood contributed to Mr. Brown's death simply because she took a defensive posture, or we can call it aggressive posture, against Mr. Brown. Was that $15 or $20 meal, was it really worth it when you just could have walked away? Who really lost here? Who really lost? Who I am really troubled by the most, and my heart really goes out to most, is that the life of that 14-year-old young man was altered for life because there were no adults in the room. Hey, that's all I have to say on that. If you let me know what you think. Do you agree? What I've said? Do you disagree? Hey, let me know. If you like what I've said, how about like? Comment, share. I want to know what you think, because they both were at fault. I'd have just walked away. And I'm a CCW carrier. It's not worth it. Even if I feel that my life is in danger, and if there is a way for me to de-escalate the situation, if there's a way for me to escape the situation, there's a way that I can walk away, then I'm going to walk away to live to see another day. That's what Miss Hood should have did. Of course, she lived to see another day. But her and her son and family's life has been changed because she didn't. And of course, Mr. Brown's life was lost. Hey, tell me what you think, okay? See you in the next video.